Good morning. Yes, good morning. I'm hoping everybody's getting their notifications today. Little bells ringing that I'm ringing or buzzing in your ear would be nice. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. It is a rainy, cold June day. Usually I'd say a rainy, cold September, October day. But it was, I think, 3 degrees this morning, and we have our furnace on. It's cold. It's cold. So we had to put the furnace on. And I have my fall sweater on, so I had to wear, some a warm jumper on today. Oh, wow. What? Craziness, and they're having a heat thingy, heat wave on the East Coast. So, as I say, the weather and the water is going to be erratic, all over the place. So what do we have? What are we looking at? Um, as I'm just taking a look at things, I mean, the sun is at 27 degrees. We have Venus and Mercury, they're in Cancer, and then we have the sun is going to be coming into Cancer. The moon today is in Scorpio, still. It's going to be there till the end of the day and then make its way into Cancer. So we have got some, I mean, we do have the fire energy that's coming in with everything. The moon's making an opposition with Uranus, so that's really going to bring in some unexpected feelings and emotions that could, um, you know, that could like come out of the blue. So you got to really watch the emotions and the unexpectedness, especially when it pertains to the the mundane muggle world and what those feelings are within your world. I know for me, it's like there's so much that so much. I mean, I think everybody has much, but there's been uh about our vehicle, uh the accident, the injuries that I have incurred upon the accident. And as was at physio yesterday, and I found it helped, and now today I feel worse than I did yesterday from it. So it's sort of it's really I can feel the my back, and I feel a lot of the nerves. So I don't know if something happened or if a nerve got pinched with one of the movements that I was doing. So I can feel that definitely. And I feel like there's just, this is really getting to look at what's going on in the world. So I feel, this is what I feel. Part of this is getting us to getting us to connect, connect with as things are being imposed upon you, when you are feeling overwhelmed. This is really important to find that center and find that peace. And finding that center and peace is is an important, I feel like, an important part, because all of this, emotions that are coming up can really stir up a lot going on in your life and really make things feel just completely bonkers at this time. So take things in stride. I know the sun is squaring over to Neptune. We have a Mercury and Venus squaring over to Neptune. So there's a lot of emotions that are going to be coming up, a lot of questions about our values, about the directions on where I need to be taking myself. The sun is like, how am I showing up in it? How am I communicating? I mean, even though all of this, when the sun goes into Cancer this week, and we have the summer solstice, we still have Jupiter in there, and Jupiter is going to be there for the next year till next June. And in being there, this is going to be bringing up a lot of questioning, a lot of questioning on our values, questioning on the information that's coming forward. I know for a lot of people who live here in the Calgary area, yeah, there's a lot of questions on the water main break. I guess they try to fix it in April. It was you know, um a shit show of a job. It didn't look professionally done for whatever reason. Anyways, but it could have been leaking there before. Like, I'm not saying there isn't a water leak, but again, with all of this Neptune energy, and then we have the moon in Scorpio, and then we're having, energy going into Cancer. So I mean, we got all the water coming in. And not only for us, but there's going to be where you're going to find in different places where they're having a heat wave, and then they're going to have a lack of water. They're not going to be having the water because they have a heat wave. So there's going to be a lot discussions around water right now. I know in New York they're talking about even a water tax, right? $3,000 fine if my mom waters her community garden plot in Bridgeland. You know what? This is one of the big things, like, get rain barrels. Tell your mom to look into, and I don't know if the city has rain barrels, but if it's a community plot, I would say get the community to start looking into getting rain barrels, because then you can water with the rain barrels, you know? That's gonna be, if she had a greenhouse, it would be under a different condition, right? But thank goodness it's raining today. Like, I mean, we have rain today. So this is where it's like, okay, we need to start, and that's basically what the city wants you to start doing too. So some of the with the astrology, what I'm basing a lot of my predictions on is, like, I feel like Calgary's like a test, um, a test area. It's on the roof of a building. It's on a roof of a building. So it'd be interesting. If it's on a roof of a building, I would still be able to get some sort of water barrels up there, or water containers up there to catch the water, to help to do that and have that going on there, because with all the rain that is happening right now, um and using that. And even if she can find the other part too, if there's puddles up there, using the puddle water, you know, I just ideas I'm throwing out there, Um, but that's the whole thing, is like, there is, I feel like there's these test areas that are being tested. And since Calgary is a very outspoken city, and it's a city that hates Trudeau, that I feel like it's almost like, let's just, make them pay, kind of thing. But that's only speculation. It's only speculation. It's only allegedly, but I'm going by a lot to do with the astrology and the frequencies that are coming in with the astrology right now, and the water that's coming in. And I think as the sun, after Cancer season and goes into Leo, that's where we're going to get in the height of the heat. So the heat's going to come in, right? And Edmonton is a 15-minute city. Yes. I mean, they are part of the, what is it? The C14 or something like that, which is part of the WEF, or the WEF. And when the mayor of Edmonton was one of the mayors that signed up. I'm not sure. I don't think Calgary is. I know Vancouver and a few other cities are. But we have a very woke mayor, who really doesn't want to offend any, doesn't want, does just things that she does and the city council, the things that they do are totally not being held accountable for their actions and the things that they do. And they are elected officials. Now, with all of this, what's this going to take? What with all of the rumblings, how far are people going to be pushed before they react? And that's all part of these frequencies that are coming in, because the frequencies, are about this world. How are we dealing with this world? And with as I was speaking to my astrology class last night, when it comes to Jupiter being in Gemini, right? This is like uh, Jupiter. I mean, Jupiter's a beautiful transit, but it's entering into Gemini. It's entered into Gemini, and that's important because each planet has a specific zodiac sign that it doesn't like or doesn't get along with, and it's usually the sign that's opposite of where it wants to be. So Gemini, Jupiter in Gemini is really bringing in questioning, getting us to question, things that are happening, information that's coming forward. And with the water, it's bringing in the emotion of it. What is that emotion? Gemini is very intellectual, comes into the head. It bypasses the body. Just everything goes in the head, doesn't go into the body because it don't want to have to feel it. So it's that logical, trying to bring in that logical energy. When Jupiter doesn't do well, because it can't fully expand, because Jupiter, wants to expand things, want to, bring in the information, bring in the abundance. And here's, Gemini is bringing in the questioning of it all. And how do we do this? How does it get it done? All of these little questions. Going to have a little bit of a coughing fit here. Excuse me. So we will see the context come out this year, and I'm trying to to get people to really look at when energy or when a planet enters into a sign, what comes out. And this is how, and I explained this last night in my class, is like, this is basically how, with mundane astrology and prediction astrology, how you do your predictions, how you get your information, because you see a you see, okay, like 2012, 2013, when Jupiter was last in there, that is when all of the WikiLeaks and everything came out with Snowden, and all of the information was coming out with Snowden. And this is also where, Mars is going to be coming in there too. So Mars brings in debate, and that's later on this year. Debate, wanting to get the information, like going fast, getting, wanting to go forward. I got to stop moving my arms. Because it doesn't work with my back. So this is where faith comes through, right? A wide range of skills and broad learning with faith comes through into immediate perceptions and verbalizations of all connections, wide ranging interests, contributions, meaning to life's optimism, right? But is sometimes hindered by challengeable curiosity, excessive thinking, worrying, need to develop intellect and reasoning power in order to experience trust in oneself and in life. And this is to urge to connect with a larger order that is rational, logical, hasn't, maybe understood of its importance of communication. So a lot to do with communication, a lot of information is going to come out for us. And especially as we are going into the Cancer energy, as we have Neptune controls media. It also has to do with propaganda. So we're going to see a lot of information coming out, but this is where the discernment comes in, where is, the rationalization and the logical are like, does this make sense? Okay, we got a mayor that's coming in saying blah, blah, blah. Is that the truth? Is that, what she's saying sounds very familiar to what they were trying to tell us a few years ago, right? Which I knew was bullshit. I called bullshit on that, and I'm calling bullshit on this. I'm not saying the water main isn't broken, but you're going to see where, yeah, this is actually happening. Same with the other thing with, with the bird flu, right? Gemini is the one for birds because birds, fly, and with Gemini is, like sometimes the bird brain. So, the bird flu, and then you have, and it rules the lungs, and the lungs to do with Neptune rules water. Water has to do with the adaptogens of our body and our glandular, adrenal glands are Pisces. So we have the lungs and adrenal glands. So we're going to have a lot of things expanding, things happening there. And Jupiter brings in that expansion, brings in, where people are, will get sick. There's going to be a sickness. There's going to be something to do with the lungs and to do in and around stomach areas. So this is where it comes in with the questioning, questioning things, what is going on. And Jupiter is saying that what are our beliefs and are they rational, and do we understand what we believe in what we say that we believe, and how can we learn more and how to communicate more. So this is all about communications, coming together. How can we come together? How can we explain to people? Last night I talked about the Streisand effect, and you can look it up on, the Streisand effect. It has to do with Barbara Streisand and a photo that was taken in 2003 of her beautiful clifftop residence in Malibu, and inadvertently drew, she didn't want that picture out there. She didn't want people to see that picture, right? And she does have Jupiter in Gemini. So trying to hide facts. So if you're trying anything that's being trying to be hidden is going to come out. Like it's like trying it's it's like, when you're trying to shove a balloon down and it pops up, it has filled with all the air and everything, and then it has to come up. So it's like people are trying to push things down, and things are going to start coming out. And it's going to come out even more than if they just sort of let it go and not try to, just sort of let the air come out of the balloon sort of thing and just let it fizzle away. But more, it came out even more. So that's why it's called the Streisand effect. So we're going to be witnessing a lot more of this. And I feel we're also going to hear a lot more from Edward Snowden as well, because of this is coming back with Jupiter coming in there. So more information of things that he did say and did warn us about is really going to come full forward. And this is where, at first people probably thought, oh yeah, whatever, he's a traitor, blah, 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 he's treasonist. Where now we're going to find other things that are going to come forward with, even within our own country, when it comes to treason, when it comes to, you know, these acts that are happening. And this is all in an opposition to our PM, because he's a Capricorn. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming in and really hitting his sign. So, and that of course has to do with Canada and how that's going to influence with Canada. So with this Jupiter moves into this, zodiac sign, it's going to introduce us to new things. And this is going to be about faith and belief. And this is where, determined in Gemini, we're learning more information and questioning. Loads and loads of questioning. You know, Finally listen to us computers. I know. It's it's funny because, people, I mean, when I started started really speaking out, um, I mean, I lost 30% of my audience. And then I lost my Facebook and my business page and things like that. I mean, recently, I mean, I have issues with my website, but my website went down and stuff. So it's things like that that you find. And as I look at my chart, and even as I look at my chart now, with so much that's coming in, inundating my life right now, it's like all I can do is go back. I have to have faith. I have to question. These are challenges. Gemini is in my 12th house, right? um is shadow banned. See, that's bullshit. uh This is where, with so much, like, with for me, if I take it, okay, Jupiter's in my 12th house. My rising sign's Cancer. So I know, so with Jupiter being in my 12th house, that has a lot to do with information coming out, secrets that are coming out, things that I didn't even know are coming forward. So things like about my vehicle, I got, finding out information on what's going to be happening with my vehicle right now. And it doesn't look positive. So I have to have faith, but it's, learning more information and questioning, being curious. I want to know, okay, what is this going to be, going to happen? Because, you know, how is that impacting on my life? How is this impacting on the things that I'm going to be doing? Hugely, huge impact on my life and my way of being and doing and stuff like that. And even earning an income, because right now it's when you're having faith and you're trusting and you've been, your guides, you feel like your guides have told you that, you got to have faith, you got to trust, we're going to lead you to where you need to go, kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, your transportation on how you need to go to places is taken away. You don't have means to get another replacement if everything is taken away, right? So it's having that faith, and that's with that Jupiter, in the 12th house, which is Pisces. That brings in a lot of questions. It brings in, um, where you have to really watch the fears and the phobia of self-sabotage, right? The 12th house of Pisces, which is about isolation, alienation, the subconscious, fears, phobia, and self-sabotage. So watching, for me, that's really being aware of that's coming in. Um, so it's huge. Well, yeah, you're going to have massive debt for it. And that's the whole thing, is like really having that faith that you're going to be fine. I can see, some of the, definitely some of the positives with all of this. Um, I'm just here. I'm just looking at my thing. I'm just looking at my thing. I'm not looking at your thing. Gonna look at my thing. Um, I think I only did it up to Scorpio. Oh, okay. Gemini rising, career. Again, a lot to do with self-sabotage and watching the self-sabotage, with that. That's a huge one. That's seems to be, coming forth. So, can you can you look at mine? Can I look at yours? Okay, I know you're girl from a foreign. You got to give me your real name if you want. Oh,
Unknown caller.
hang on. Hang on. I got. Hello?
Hi, is this Mary Tracy?
Yes, it is.
Hi, this is Sai from TD Insurance. Is this the right time to talk to you?
Yes.
Perfect, Mary. Before I proceed, I would like to inform that the call will be recorded for training purposes, enhance customer service security, and to confirm discussions with you.
Okay.
I'm actually calling regarding claim number 039775760.
Yes.
This morning, I just got a notification. I saw your email as well. So this morning, I got a notification saying that the vehicle has been deemed as total loss, which means the vehicle is not repairable. So the estimate, I think it went up to $10,296.41. And then our appraisal team, sent me a notification that they'll not be able to repair the vehicle. So usually in these scenarios, what happens is the claim will be transferred over to a non-repairable team,
Okay.
which is a total loss team. and another adjuster will be assigned to the claim. The claim will still be open. You can continue to stay on rental. I did extend the rental for you already. So the other adjuster will be assigned. They will reach out to you in 1 to 2 working days, and then they will offer you settlement and all that.
Okay. Yeah, because that really sends a huge dent into me in how, like, even if to get a replacement vehicle, like,
I know the market. Trust me, Mary. Yeah.
well, it's not
I'll
it's not that. It's just like that vehicle was used to not only because I'm the caregiver of my husband, but I also take care of my grandchild and getting him to and from school. And financially, to replace it, I mean, I need it. Yeah, I know there's another adjuster that's going to come in, but that's too low to even pay off my loan. So, and even for me to try and get one, that means you have to have a job. I don't have a job. I'm unable to work now, even if I tried to get a job, because now I have whiplash and nerve damage in my back. So,
sorry.
yeah, so I'm sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So how long will it be before the other adjuster gets a hold of me?
Hopefully in the next 2 working days, like maybe by tomorrow or day after, they will reach out to you and discuss all the possible options that you have for this vehicle. I know if the vehicle was drivable, usually I know there is an option of retaining the vehicle and take a partial settlement or something like that. But I know if the vehicle is non-drivable, if it's not safe to drive, they'll not be able to hand over the vehicle to you if you want to retain it. But yeah, I know that there'll be settlement amount. But yeah, wait for the other adjuster to reach out.
Okay.
I did put your email also on file, so I'll be transferring the claim over. So I'll be basically queuing it to that team, and then one adjuster gets assigned, and they will reach out to you and just wait for them to call and and do the. So
okay. All right. Picking up stuff out of our vehicle. When can we come do that?
You can do it today, actually. The vehicle is still at the shop. I will give you the shop's phone number as well, just let them know just beforehand, and then just go pick up the stuff, like any license plate or any other belongings from the vehicle. Do you want to take down the number?
Yep, go ahead.
587
349
1833.
1833. Okay.
Yeah, just tell them that you're coming. Hey, yeah, because I'm not. So yeah, usually we take consent to move the vehicle. I'm not going to take the consent right now, so you can give the consent to the other adjuster who calls you. Okay.
Okay.
To move the vehicle from the lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Mary.
Bye. Well, I'm glad I was online because you guys got to hear all of that. They are trying to get all the older vehicles off, and they're writing them off. So then people have to come in with these new ones. Yes, exactly it. Yes. I totally agree with that. If you had someone that was handy, you can actually buy it back, and yet then you'd have to safety it as well. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I know, and even just to get the parts, that's the other part too, is to get the parts right now is we'd have to go to pick apart. So, and in doing that as well. So it is very frustrating, but right now we have the rental. I have the rental vehicle and utilizing the rental. So they were in Quarry Park. Sorry, Mama. Okay, thank you. Hey, now you guys heard the conversation. So now I have somebody else who's heard the conversation. It's been recorded on my part. I don't think he'll like the part that it's been recorded, but maybe I should have said something that it was recorded. But some of my winnings. And so this is right now I am covered by insurance and my insurance agency. I know my vehicle I mean, it's the amount that they're saying that they're going to offer. I'm saying no. I've already looked up prices and stuff like that. It's anywhere between $8,000 and $22,000. Um, you know, but hey, I got the rental. I'm going to utilize the rental. So give them 3 estimates and look on Facebook Market to find the same kind of car and what they are looking for. So definitely will do that. Yeah, it's just crazy. It was all I got it all recorded too.
What is saying now?
They're going to, and it's going to be handed over to another adjuster.
Mhm.
So he's going to call me within 22 days, like within 2 days. Until then, I still have the rental. I have the number to the shop, and we can get our stuff out of there today, out of the shop. So I just have to call them and let them know that I'm coming to pick up the stuff. Whew! Wow! Wow! Like crazy, crazy. And we have to go get Eddie at for 11:30.
What is the time?
It's 10:51.
Well, we gotta go in a minute or so.
So
I need some money, man. Yeah.
so anyways, I'm online here, dear. So let's see. What do we have? Rising Libra. So you have a rising Libra. Christine, I'm doing yours. I love it when I have everybody's information. So so it's going through your 9th house. So you got Gemini going through your 9th house. Gemini or Jupiter rules the 9th house. So because the 9th house is Sagittarius, and your Sagittarius is in your 3rd house. So you have a lot, and that's ruled by, is ruled by Gemini. So it's kind of like they're flipped with these energies where it's in its home sign, but it's right now it's being ruled by Gemini. So again, there's going to be a lot of stress, overthinking things that you want to do, things traveling, looking at travel on how you want to connect with travel. There could be a lot to do with short travel. I mean, it's in its home. 3rd, it's in detriment. Which means it doesn't like to be in the 3rd house. So this could be again, as I was saying before, things to do with, watching any to do with ambush and stuff. Libra wants to bring in some kind of balance, some kind of negotiation. You are a wee bit stubborn. You do want the communications, though. Communication is important. With this might be overstimulating. It'd be, a lot coming in all at once for when it comes to the communications that are coming in. So, 1 second. Da, 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 da. When they implant vax stuff. Yeah, I mean, they're talking about that more and more. This is where the revolution comes in. This is where people start to really fight back, but that's not going to be till around, I'm going to say till later on this summer into August, September. That's when people are really going to start to not want to. Gemini rising. I got notes here that I was writing out, but because I can't type very much, I speak into the. I've been speaking in and doing a lot of my notes that way. And in doing that way, now I have to decipher what I was, because I forgot to put periods. I know, bad, because I just sort of been talking into it. Bear with me. People, money that could come with death. That's Scorpio, 6th house. Jupiter. 9th house. Here we go. So the 9th house has to do with religion, spirituality, far distance travel, foreign countries. Um, this is where how are you able to knowledge? It also will apply to short distance travel, siblings, neighbors, that kind of things. Your third ruler of like applying knowledge. Um, and with the ninth house, I got a lot of learning reality checks. So a lot of things to do with reality. Going back to school is, learning something when it comes to outside, this is outside and bringing in that the outside energy. And then even with Saturn, Saturn coming forth and come here. Because it's going to be squaring Saturn, that's coming into your fourth. And where am I? Hold on. I'm getting confused. That's okay. That's common. Aquarius, Pisces. That's your sixth house, so you got to watch your health. So health issues and stuff could come in with all of this as well. So we got a lot of things to do with health as it squares on. So you're going to find that more coming in probably August. So just being aware of different things coming in with the health with that as well. Whoops, lost my notes. So looking at that, but with spirituality, ninth house, Jupiter really wants to travel, wants to get out there. I would be really leery about travel and just watching where you travel and where you go, because it might be very difficult to with travel and stuff, and hindrance with travel. So it's just this year is such a weird year. This year, the way the frequencies are coming in are so so intense and on it, and so much coming forth. This is where also when it comes, with that Jupiter coming in with, and especially where Neptune is at the very tip, comes in with a lot to do with mental health and the strain of mental health that's coming forward, and people really feeling that strain when it comes to, how am I feeling, what's going on with everything. And sometimes I feel like, just going with Christine's chart, it's also, with that moon and your sun, it's in a quincunx. So it's the communication of how am I coming out? How am I going? And then my internal core, how am I questioning, wanting to question in your moon's in Libra and, sun in Taurus. So this is like, can bring in a lot of confusion, can bring in a lot of frustration, with all of that on top of where Jupiter is. I mean, this is what you deal with on a daily basis within your own self. Now we're adding in even more when it comes to this, the frequencies that are coming forward. So it's understanding those frequencies. It's really allowing yourself to do the timeouts, take a timeout, really not over process it. And that's for everybody. Don't try and over process a lot of this right now. Take everything day, like even for me, it's got take everything day by day, step by step. Like my next thing is like, I got to go to the police station. I got to, get my stuff out of the vehicle. I got to wait for the adjuster to call. I got to do my own due diligence and all of this. Plus, keep everything up, right? And what that all looks like and what that all means. And, even though, certain things happen, it's like, I have to look at, well, what's my responsibility in all of this? What's my responsibility in the overall scheme of this, right? And it's so important for us not to over process so much that's coming forward, like we can really overprocess things and, deal with the craziness of our life and of our world. And this is, this is what it's getting us to do. And if we're able to take that, I keep on saying the eagle's perch and taking that higher view of what's going on so that we are not being consumed by being in the middle of it, that's a good thing, because you don't want to be consumed with everything that's happening at this time. So I have a sale on right now. 3 readings for $200. And I feel like a lot of times people, when they get their first reading, they have questions. And so, then it's really nice to be able to book in, a month or so after your first reading. So you can sort of get an idea or get maybe a better look at how things are, right? So there's that. And then 1 reading's $100, 2 readings is $150. So if anybody is wanting to purchase that, just DM me. Justin's crazy world is not my world, letting that stupidity get to me. Yeah. But it's hard. It's hard sometimes, right? So it's taking things in stride. Right now, I got to make a decision by the end of this day or by tomorrow for and I know Charlene's probably wondering, is she going to Lloyd? Is she not going to Lloyd? But for me, on average, if I, missing out on Lloyd is missing out on some huge financially, it's a good thing for me to go there, because it's a good money earner, in for myself, for my family, and even, in getting us a little bit, ahead kind of thing. So, but anyways, for those, I got to get going. I'm going to send you guys out so much love. If anybody is wanting to purchase, definitely let me know. I want you guys all to have a fabulous day. And may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you, and all you say, and all you be, and all you do. Whew. Yeah, it's just getting up there. There's so much, Charlene. There's just, it's, I staying there. I'm not worried about where I stay. It's just the process of getting there now. So, because so much has come in on our plate. So, so that's why one of the reasons, support me, buy a reading. God bless you. If you can't buy a reading, send it to someone else so that they can buy a reading. Lexi, I got to go. Rewatch it. There's a phone call on there. You got to listen to it. You'd love it. I need your opinion on that phone call that came through also. So please have a listen to it, Lexi. And we'll talk to you guys all very soon. I love you all. Have a blessed one. Bye-bye. See you, Lexi. Thank you. Please rewatch.